Buenas tardes, clase. Let's begin like we always have done. So, ¿qué día es hoy? Hoy es jueves. ¿Cuál es la fecha de hoy? La fecha de hoy es el 26 de marzo. ¿Cómo está el tiempo hoy? What's the weather like? No hace frío, no hace calor. El tiempo está perfecto. Hoy hace sol. Okay, muy bien. Let's continue. Okay, so what I'm wanting to do a recap of this week because I know we are all overwhelmed. I am overwhelmed with emails and questions, and you guys are in the same boat. So to help everyone, I'm reviewing everything you should have covered in my class. Okay? And hopefully next week it'll be a lot smoother and you will not have a lot of questions and it will not be as confusing as it was. Okay, first things first. Número uno. You should have logged into the Zoom meeting on Monday. If you did not and you missed it, it's okay. We will have more to come. And this assignment or this activity, you can find it under assignments under lunes 23 de marzo. I notice my focus is a little bit off, so let me see if I can fix this. Give me a second, guys. There we go. That's better. Okay, next. Número dos. The next thing you should have done for my class was watch the intro video. Lunes 23 de marzo, parte 2. This is where you will find that video, okay? I'm having trouble right now getting everything organized on YouTube. So if you went to YouTube and you could not find me there, it is on Canvas in that assignment section. Okay? After having the Zoom meeting, watching the intro video, I also mentioned to you guys that EduSite is currently down. They are working on updates, and when those updates are done, I will let you know. So we will not have an EduSite grade this week. Let's keep going. Then you should have watched the lesson that I posted on how to conjugate verbos reflexivos, reflexive verbs. You should have opened the files up. These files are notes and helpful resources. The most important files are verbosreflexivos.pdf and rvtranslations-1.pdf. Some students had trouble opening this up when they checked it, so I deleted it and uploaded it again. So this should be working now. Next. Ideally, after watching the video, you should have conjugated these verbs on paper. All of them. All the ones that are on this list right here. All of these verbs, you should have conjugated them in your own notebook, on your own sheet of paper, okay? If you didn't get to do so, let's do it before the end of the week, okay? So conjugate all of these verbs in your notebook or on a separate sheet of paper. And no, you do not have to take a picture and submit it to me, okay? Then, after that, you go to Conjuguemos, the Conjuguemos website. We don't know if it's a gecko or a lizard, or a frog, but you know what I'm talking about. On Conjuguemos, I suggest for you to start with flashcards, then move on to graded practice, and finally do games. Okay? That's what I suggest for you guys to do. Another thing is If you were confused on, I'm sorry, I'm putting notes here. Hopefully I can cover everything that I wanted to and I don't forget to mention things. So when you, if you were confused on how to conjugate these verbs, these reflexive verbs, you can use the flashcards section to help you, to check your work, to see if you have done it right. Okay, so this section is extremely important because it shows you that the reflexive verb requires two parts. It requires the reflexive pronoun and it also requires the reflexive verb. And I will do a few more examples before this class is over. Next, the next day, I wanted you to continue practicing conjuguemos. Yes, we had a quiz, but when some of the students took the quiz, it wouldn't let them have access to any of the activities like the flashcards or the games or the graded practice. So I deleted the quiz and on Monday I will add it back up. If you got a bad grade, if you want to try to get a higher grade, take that quiz again, please. Okay? Also, remember that I can check and see if you're logging in. So if you're a person that does not like to log in or that you zip in and out, I can see how much time you have spent, okay? After that, after being on the Conjuguemos website and practicing, what you need to do then is go to GimKit and practice the verb translations, okay? Because next week I will have a quiz set up for you guys. I also put this note again. I can also check to see if you have completed GimKit. So this is the beauty of the digital world. I can check and see if you're logging in and how much time you're spending. Okay, and all of these directions can be found under the assignment that says revised miércoles 25 de marzo. One thing I want to go back to or mention is Zoom. If you can't attend all the time, if you are not able to attend every Zoom meeting, it's fine. But at least join once a week. Okay, so once a week, make your appearance and you are perfectly fine. Okay, next. The next question. How am I being graded this week? Well, the grades that I collected this week was I checked to see if you joined in a Zoom meeting at least one time. And I am recording my Zoom meetings and it tells me who's in, who has logged in and who has not. Also by being active on Conjuguemos and GimKit. And the last thing is by recording a Flipgrid. And I will be sending you information on the Flipgrid, okay? So what I want to do before I conclude this class, I want to conjugate a few more verbs. I believe we ended up with divertirse. So I'm going to move on to dormirse. Dormirse. Dormirse, if you notice, it has O-U-E. This tells me that it is a stem changing verb on everything except for nosotros. So I am going to write my subject pronouns, yo, tú, usted, él, ella, nosotros, nosotras, ustedes, ellos, ellas. Now remember, when it comes to reflexive verbs, you must have your reflexive pronoun. If you do not have your reflexive pronoun, it is incomplete and it is incorrect. My reflexive pronoun, me, te, se, nos, and se again. It is the same reflexive pronoun for your third person form, whether it is singular or plural. After that, now we can conjugate. Because I have O to UE, it's going to be yo me duermo. Tú te duermes. Usted, él, ella se duerme. Nosotros nos dormimos. Ustedes, ellos, ellas se duermen. Now I have conjugated my reflexive pronoun. Now, for my translations. My translation for dormirse is to fall asleep. So it's going to be, for yo me duermo, my answer will be, I sleep. You sleep. And this is in the friendly way. You sleep. Polite, also known as formal. And he, she sleeps. We sleep. You all or y'all sleep. They sleep. So now this is complete right here. What you need to do is conjugate just like I've done here and translate just like I have done here all the verbs that you see on this list, because next week you will have a quiz on conjuguemos where you're going to have to conjugate and translate. Okay? Next, the next verb I want to conjugate is the verb ponerse, because ponerse can cause us some trouble too. So I'm going to write down ponerse. Ponerse translates to become or to put on clothing. Because we are focusing on daily routine, it's going to be ponerse la ropa. And the translation will be, I'm sorry, let me redo this here. Let me make another one. I do not like it. Ponerse la ropa. And the translation is to put on clothing. Okay, to put on clothing. Let me bring it back to the camera. All right, next. So how do I conjugate? I want to have my subject pronouns as always. Yo, tú, usted, él, ella, nosotros, nosotras, ustedes, ellos, ellas. After my subject pronouns, I want to have my reflexive pronouns. Me, te, se, nos, se. Now I am ready to conjugate. Remember on my other video, I said the best way to conjugate it, once you have done this, scratch this off so it will not confuse you. Now you look at this and it is an ER verb. But poner is a special ER verb because it goes to go in the yo form. That's why in your list you see that it says ponerse and it has yo. This is telling you that it only changes in yo. My conjugation, yo me Let me change the color. Sorry about that. Yo me pongo. Tú te pones. Usted, él, ella se pone. Nosotros nos ponemos. Ustedes, ellos, ellas se ponen. Now we're good. All right, let's translate this. So, yo me pongo, and we talked about clothing. So, yo me pongo la ropa. Tú te pones la ropa. Usted, él, ella se pone la ropa. Nosotros nos ponemos la ropa. Ustedes, ellos, ellas se ponen la ropa. Okay, now to translate, very simple. I put my clothes on. You put your clothes on. He or she puts their clothes on, and so on, okay? All right. The other verbs that we have that are irregular are sentirse and vestirse, okay? Those right there, they are stem changing, so they go from E to IE, and vestirse also goes from E to IE. Remember, if you have questions about how to conjugate these verbs, they can also be found on the Conjuguemos website. All right, if you have any more questions about this, I will have office hours tomorrow from 9 to 12. Hasta luego.